are teenagers. He's happy, he's fine, but you know, it's like
what's amazing also is the demographic of the shows is so vast. Never been to a show before, their parents and even like their grandparents need to show. So yesterday we played it's lovely, really cool. And I was with my tour manager, long time now, Cass, it's such a legend. Been friends 10 years. Toured together since no one was at the show. So
great.
Now the LSPD have had many run-ins with various families.
And the promoter said, so what's the demographic tonight? And we were laughing because we were like, mate, imagine it could be anyone at the show. People turning up completely on their own.
Don't worry, man. They're not gonna see man.
So let's get on out here. In the music world, we've really got to not think that there's a crew that trying to go from the field to the crew that's the kitchen. So music is station. So we've never tried to do that. It's really
Okay.
So, do you remember the name? I think it was something
seafood. Both had the same, both had a gin and tonic. And we do the same now. We literally got the same sort of habits and tastes and ways.
What she did for us.
She makes jewelry.
Does she?
Yeah.
Does she make that?
Yes.
Yeah. That's got a real look of something you need. Like you'd be
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
It's like, I've got my trident.
Yeah, it does. You fucking suit a
I
trident.
would pull off a trident.
Mate.
Yeah, imagine being able to trident. There's no better feeling.
All right.
Have you ever done axe throwing?
Yes.
Because your look, either go, sure,
He's going to be good.
Yeah.
Very quickly realised we're not. But my mate Kaz, he's got a big beard. He's good at action. He's good at. Me and him are super competitive actually. Kaz no car, axe throwing, any game. That's the beauty of this team, right?
Yeah.
No matter where we are, and there's a lot of downtime in music. It must be the same in the comedy. So like, there's people think that it's the same as that hour that they see on stage all the time. Yeah. There's how much downtime, waiting, and stuff like that there is. So you've got to really devil
This cat owns the place.
So make sure that you fill it with good, stupid games, basically. So good games. Yeah, it's just so fun. So you make a game out of anything, like hitting that scenario, or
Orange at the bin.
blow this balloon up quicker than I can, 3, 2, 1, go. And it's you can do something.
Who's the quickest to have a shit?
All these jokes. We were doing one the other day, and I was asleep actually through this, and I got to join in and still go. But make a circuit at a service station, like from the bus. You've got to run in, get a square of toilet paper, and run back to the bus, and we had a leaderboard. And people coming back with like grazed knees because you had to go through the play area to do it. You could have missed that out. So people were getting friction burns. You see our crew on stage, their arms are covered in like friction burns from doing these races.
Two girls, 2 boys. You've got a bottle. Well, it's essentially it was all of them.
Why did they call that James Bond?
Yeah,
But that was what it was saying.
but it was like
Roger Moore.
in comfort. Yeah, so basically, it was a bit like water polo. It's 2-on-2, but you also
See you around.
If you score them, but you also get a point because it's a really nice aggressive. So it's like this kind of. So the aim was to kind of throw in, score, and say, "You look lovely." Just trying to get that from them. And that was the highlight of the holidays. My brother scored a goal and turned to my cousin Lee and South Utah. And that became a catchphrase. But it's that funny thing, isn't it, where I think you're probably your age group is probably the tail end where we were lucky enough to spend a lot of time in the English thinking, and I sort of wonder how you really don't put together. Because how can a silly game
Bit of Kirby. Yeah.
That's what I mean, Kirby is
All the employees at the Diamond have different security clearances based on what they do. But to get into the podium storage, one of the valet guys is it.
I was like, do I go there? But yeah, playing it on the ball and just, I don't know, it was magic. I don't know, it's just format time. Because there's so much to it. It wasn't magic. I think you can knock sound, not be cynical, but also be selling. Infancy and innocence of the internet. And a lot of message boards. Or MSN after school. But computer rather than just for access. Meet people and just be inside the that must be the same. So I'm very much some people just started doing it, some people grafting for years and years and years until they have that overnight sort of
it's exactly the same as that, where you kind of
someone does something funny, puts a funny video online, and then
Okay, see if this cringy little shit knows where the key card is.
but particularly for kids now, it must be really exciting.
Then I retire on a 275-year pension. I can see the postcard across the room and give you a terrible paper cut. The post office was
What's the next one?
Yeah. A sixpence, and it's Brian May's sixpence.
Oh wow!
Specifically that he uses to play guitar. I have one.
What
Gave
is,
me.
so forgive my ignorance, is that a sixpence as a sixpence piece?
Exactly. Yeah. But instead, so most people would use a fraction. Yeah. Play guitar with Brian May uses sixpence. And he's also happens to be a guitarist. So cool, but it's such a garbage and tiring response, but I couldn't struggle to think of something that gives it justice because Sergeant Kim-Pedersen stuff really like it. When I was you know, being female repellent is good.
It's a great time.
Rushing home from school, still in school uniform, putting my guitar away, just practicing to Queen songs and trying to figure out where the solos come from. You have dreams, you play, you rock and stuff. Kids come out from the city, because they need the rocky field to break through the school. So it's like, let's play thinking, but the dream was I want to be in a band like Queen, not I'm going to play with them or enjoy the experience, because that even as a kid seemed too far-fetched and impossible. But then incredibly grateful to the whatever forces are playing, because there are absolutely forces at play.
It's so crazy, isn't it? And then the fact that you have this thing that you've been looking at such things forever and transport that to that mad moment. Jesus Christ, 10-year-old me is that still right?
Yeah.
Is that so?
But you're right. And also, like you were saying earlier in the chat, I made a rule for myself when I started enjoying this next phase of my life. I would say, like, I don't know, where people have seen some videos or heard music, sometimes when you get invited to some things,
So, since you have...
Sometimes the danger is that that's fine, it doesn't matter.
It's like a podcast on how you beach because you realise the dynamics that are imposed in drinking tea is beautiful. It's really great, honestly. It's like, anyone listening, if you're not watching it, there's a moment where, you know, the film
Alright, so we're gonna have to make this place pretty discreet.
LSDS to come through here. I'd start with those tankers. Oh, I can't even imagine what's in there. But if that doesn't summon the cleanup crew, then I don't want to know what will.
Several moments you see just also what
It just comes from that. It's just a little bit of
I know that you like the story. Just because
Hey, it's a start, but let's stay thorough out there. Unscrew the valves and let it rain, baby. Rain sewage? That's what it is, right?
Music and so well for the last 3 years. I know that the spit polishing's going on and shit, kind of the tricks that are being done and stuff like that. But slowly, Roger's rehearsal, trying to get the mics to stop feeding back, like, all this stuff. And then somebody to love twice. And then Roger's just sat in his arms going, well, that'll do, won't it? That'll be fine. And then you go, okay, what we play? It feels like these responses, because we're playing now, because we're playing on Saturday, but we're playing at Wembley Stadium. But they're just kids. And like, they've got that zest still. And when we were there sound checking on stage, you've got Dave Grohl, you've got the entire Foo Fighters, you've got Jonathan the Pretenders, you've got Brian May, like, everyone's tuning up their guitars. It's like School of Rock, but in the epicenter of the musical mecca that is, you know, hallowed ground for us. About to celebrate the life of this bright, hopeful person that was kind of what was lost too soon. But everyone's there, and it made me realise that
that makes it even more special when not only do you have the sort of wonder of doing on the stadium, but there's a sort of high purpose behind it.
I think all the best gigs have always had some of this natural music. It's not just buy a ticket, buy some t-shirts on the way out, and go home. There's always something always live. Manchester show. It's something where it unites people. It reminds you that there's darkness in the world, but it doesn't have to be the darkness that you focus on. You notice it and you can understand it's there. But if you fixate on the dark, you forget that there's light, making that dark impossible to exist. You know, so that's what music is. So good music is. Be clear, pure, and powerful. Yeah, like you know what we're on. Yes, like it's no business. Yeah, but no one's going to just have it. You know, like it's not some Richard Pryor. Knock. So, what is music? It's not like liquid emotion, just love and connection, travel. You can hear a song like the other side, and you look at it and you just know it is. But just
You motherfucker!
And more than that, it's a
Hey! Get the hell out of here! You can't be around here! What the fuck do you want? To me? I'm changing back! Screw you!
So you own the song while you're privy to that stuff, but then you give it to the world, and then whatever happens there, it's true. So it either gets accepted, it might get accepted in years to come, like so many artists who work music it might top 10 for the favorites or whatever, but that can't be the reason why you're trying to do it.
just completely so if it is then the idea of exercise is
I'm looking at a Greenland flag. So the beginning of this amazing project where people started to come instead of playing, seeing the back wall of the main started in lockdown. Yes, the actual sort of exactly. And I got it from one of those conferences. So yeah,
All right, I'll get the uniforms and van cleaned up once you've dropped them off. It'll all be looking super profesh when you're ready to report for duty. Get it? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm done, I swear.
it's a shame. Yeah.
You're in Switzerland.
Yes.
It just looked fantastic. But that feeling as well to go from the parent shed to digging around the world in the space of 4 years. Yes, that's crazy.
And it, you know,
Hey,
I think that the
take care.
catalyst of it really was I'd been so focused on perfection for the entire time that I'd been into music that when it just stood in front of that little green lamp and sang straight into the front and then pressed post, that's when it started changing because I wasn't then, I felt like in the past I could curate production, I would make it and do this, and then the one time I totally let
What's
it
up?
go, never been, probably was the closest to putting up on that dream. And being, you know, I just sing the next to my life, which has been a lot of joy. And thank God that in so it was blessed as a working musician. It's bonkers, it's so cool.
Well, this is the funny thing, isn't it? When you're kind of, I started in stand was 18.
Yeah, I need to check everything.
Do you want to go?
This is
Hello, this is Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help? Great. The aircraft is waiting for you at our nearest airfield. We trust you'll be happy, madam.
So I know a guy who knows a guy at the mask shop in...
introduced me to the classics. It was fantastic. It's from a time quest for the longest day, everything we watched together. And I think that I wish I could still do it now. There's often for the computers.
Later, friend.
Music treasure to so you're tuned in, you're tapped in, like a bunch of those things.
Okay, I...
Fucking idiot!
Printer looks like they was. Sorry, it dust, mate. Yeah, mate, thank you so much for love
So that was Sam Ryder's Wonderbox. How cool was that? You can find out more about what Sam's up to. I know he's working on a second album. I'm sure it'll be great, but you can find out on TikTok, Instagram, he's everywhere. That was his Wonderbox. Thank you so much for listening. We'll have another one next week. Sound good? Sweet.
See you around.
You all good?
See you on the flip side.
Criminals fear him. Police respect him. Women need him. Men envy him. He's the square-jawed yet world-weary hero your dad always wanted to be. He's the diamond in the rough, fighting crime by breaking rules that haven't been written yet. He's even, when appropriate,
Comedians in the world. He's best known for hosting some of Britain's things that remind you.
Gordon Moorhead in Moorhead Rides Again. He smokes 60 a day. He drinks a quart of rye at once. He has incredible powers of reasoning. And he keeps America safe with government intervention.
And so I can, and so I do, can, and so I can, and so I do, can, and so I can, and so I do, can, and so I can, and so I do. Can't so I can't so I see you. 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 Can't so I can't.
Hello, I'm Russell Howard. This is What the Box. What the Box is a place where you keep the things that remind you of the stuff you were doing. So I thought it would be cool to do a podcast where I ask some people what they put in their one box and a chat like absolute crazy moments of their lives. Joining me this week is one of the biggest selling comedians in the world. He's best known for hosting some of Britain's most loved power shows. His current live tour is terribly funny. Has already sold over a million
Feel that?
tickets around the world.
Good
Later.
This is Jimmy Carr's Wonder Box. Here we are with Jimmy Carr.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I need no introduction, but that's just my ego talking.
Well, we could do your old gang. Jimmy.
Jimmy Carr. Yeah, it's a good joke. And my name sounds like my name, which makes sense. That is the beginning and the end of that joke.
I think that was the first joke I saw you tell. Yeah, 98, that you said you told. 99,
99, yeah, in Edinburgh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, very fun time. I kind of feel like we've come in at exactly the right time. I kind of feel like comedy's going through something very special at the moment.
Yeah.
The last 20 years, it's taken something, the way that music had its moment, movies really in the 70s, and then the industry got involved, and movies became studio movies, and then it became this thing, and music became a bit more commercial. It's amazing stuff in the 80s and 90s, of course it is, but the 70s really was creative space where it's undeniably just great, and it feels like we're sort of the heirs apparent to the rise that came to George Clemens and the Billy Collins and the Richard Pryor's. It feels like they were John Lennon. It feels like they sort of laid this framework for, oh, there's a new language, and you can think like this. Yeah. I love the idea that it's a different way of thinking. It's a medium. What's it about? It's about finding your voice. Well, that's important for everyone. And it's about finding a way to communicate what's odd about life.
Yes.
Isn't that the whole thing?
That's the majesty of stand-up. That laughter is a confirmation that you're not insane. When you tell a joke and you've made an observation of the world, you say it for a stranger and they laugh. It's that long way. I knew it wasn't.
Yeah. And it's the seeds of freedom. Because
that's a great title. It's Jimmy Carr's The Seeds of Freedom.
But it's the idea that you go to question.
But it's such a great thing about stand-up. Really anyone can do it because it's insane. You can, but Jimmy, you just want chances. You want me to
Okay.
But no, you know what I mean? That thing of, I absolutely agree. The barriers to entry are,
and it's sort of that thing where it's just about this brilliant book by the music I produced, the Jay-Z fantastic book about creativity.
yeah, he's cool.
And the sort of thing of it is just on your nose, just being aware, try and listen to the pieces that sort of drop into your head now, like just have this little thought right in your phone, and then you get back at your desk. That moment of sitting there trying to figure out the funny way, absolutely. Right, I never used to when I was a kid. I used to love writing on stage, whereas now, Joey, trying to unravel your own madness.
I think that thing about as well, the feedback loop is very pleasing with comedy. Of like, it's making friends with failure. Stand up.
Right.
It's like we fail. So I've written so many more jokes that don't work than anyone listening to this.
Yes.
So many more.
Oh yeah.
Like almost. I mean, it's comical.
Yeah.
How many jokes I've written that don't work at all. Just like a stony silence, nothing.
I often thought it'd be really great to see comedians' partners have to do the hour that didn't work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because they've heard it. Like, my wife's heard it all, right?
Who did that? Dice Clay did that. Dice Clay when he was at the absolute height. Have you not heard this? So Dice Clay when he did the
day that laughter died.
Yeah, he did like 5 nights at the
Pull back, people!
Madison Square Garden, and then on the way home he dropped into a car. He's been in the crowd. and he does a set where he dies, and they put it out.
And isn't there a bit where he says something? He goes, yeah, so I've got this orange juice, and as soon as I go in front row, I go, did it suck your cock? Like, it's just properly sniffing. Yeah.
No, he's quite something.
Right, so let's crack on. So what's the first thing you're going to pop in your box?
Oh yeah, what is it? 5 objects.
You can put at least 5. You want to put more in, it's fine.
Oh, I'll put loads in there.
5 things that you can adore into a box that you keep forever, and open up and tell your kids, your friends and family, and these small things tell us about you.
First thing,
Yeah.
tennis scoreboard.
A tennis scoreboard.
The scoreboard. I think the scoring in tennis is one of the great. It's genius.
15, 30.
Based on a clock originally.
Right.
Based on the French.
Okay.
So it was like 15, 30. I don't know what happened with the 45 versus 40. Right, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And then oof was egg. But it's just a great system. The game's going to get over until it's over. It's just the best scoring system in sport. I can't understand. I can't really get football.
Right.
You play for 90 minutes. All right. Well, don't count up to 90. Count down. Some sense of entertainment here, people.
What are you talking about?
Why would they count up to? Why, if it's 90 minutes, why wouldn't you count down? That's insanity. That's
Okay, but you can do that yourself. And you could watch the game and count down.
Well, in American sports, they count down and a buzzer goes off. That's exciting. And okay, at the last minute, they are, and then another one. They go 9 minutes, then they can play a little bit longer.
It's your team sports or your guys.
I think you've got like a thing of, and maybe it's when you were a kid and when you grew up, you know, like I think really too much sports is sometimes relate. And just love it. I love how you work out. Because it is close. Like, even if you're not good at sport, I'm not sports, but that thing about doing something once a week where you're in a close set. You're very lucky our jobs come close set. So by close set, I mean you come and lose track of time. And that tends to be when you have it. Yes, so you go, well, I know I played for an hour, but I wasn't really aware of it. I was just in the moment I was trying to think of that thing. Yeah, it's almost like your conscious mind is so busy.
Yeah.
Your subconscious can just relax. So I think tennis for me kind of fulfills that in terms of it's joyful and I don't really care about the sport. I love the sport system.
Yeah.
And I love it getting on and watching it.
So, because I've got a thought like mindfulness and the tools of being it's really hard. Whereas like it's sport, it's up to football. This is what you get thinking about the joke you've got to do, like the TV show, like tools and shopping, like that.
Love. Well, that thing of like going, there's a definition of anxiety. That anxiety is your mind problem solving for the future. Right. And we're day and age because our immediate problems have been taken care of.
Right.
In large part. So through the shelter in the Maslow hierarchy of needs.
Self-actualization.
So the idea that you go in that moment when you're busy with a ball towards you and you've got to get past it, or you've got to hit that forehand correctly and in the sweet spot of the racket, and you're thinking about 3 things, you can't be thinking about the future. You're in that moment because you've got a problem right now.
So what is it? What's tennis? What was specifically the scoreboard? Does that just remind you of time just going past?
Yeah, it seems like time very well spent in that kind of flow state, and I love the idea of. I love watching as well. I like watching because you can watch kind of the greats, and you can kind of go, well, it's a bit like I think people do like you have got a good shot during that while, and then like actually working for them. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Granted.
Yes, yeah.
But back to tennis. But do you double backhand at the back at the moment?
Gracious. I mean, hey, listen, if you haven't got like myself just the glasses, fair, you think it's fair.
Yeah.
The distance.
And it's very odd picturing. I can't imagine anyone. I see you in my suit. I remember seeing you in a pair of swimming shorts and Montreal and it freaked me out. Because I'm just not what you're doing in my bed. Yeah, exactly. I was like, this is not a swimming pool. But it was. You're just one of those guys you don't anticipate seeing your nipples. Yeah, I'm not saying your nipples are peculiar, but it's. I'm imagining you.
I can see that. I think
When
it's
you
also...
wear to what do you wear for tennis? I imagine it's proper old school Fred Perry, everything's neat.
No, just like, I mean, it's always nice to get always very matchy.
Yeah,
no, very matchy. No, I kind of get that thing though, where you've got your perception of what someone is. Yeah. Is locked in. Like as soon as the public has made a decision, even your friends have made a decision about who you are and what you're about, it's like you're not going to change their mind. Yeah. Because if you beyond a certain age, so I think it's really healthy to kind of move schools when you're a kid, because you can sort of reinvent yourself when you're one go. Why don't you go to because you get to decide who you are.
Got some
You're on your
tickets
own.
in your pocket or on your shoulder? Indulge yourself at the casino store, where the latest fashions are available.
It's interesting that thing, well, most comics that I know, when they started, sort of didn't tell anyone, or didn't tell many people, just kind of like,
Why would you possibly risk it? Imagine inviting your mates to your first ever gig. Because, like you say, there's no way.
Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe anyone that did that never did a second gig.
Yeah. But because how can you possibly convince them that you're the comedian Jimmy Carr as opposed to us, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's sort
What's
of,
he doing?
Yeah, exactly. It's that. Whereas
I still think my mates from school were awful. Why would anyone pay good money to see him? He never fucking shuts up. Why would you even see him? It's a weird thing as well, because I'm not a big entourage guy. I really like time alone. I really like that thing of going. Really gig, I tend not to, I don't have to support other because that's kind of where I get the work done. Right. I get the work done on the road, on the way to the gig, on the way home from the gig. It's like totally peaceful, there's nothing else going on. Yeah. Not more so full of distractions. So that thing about train rides and driving back to home, just
That's so interesting. Because whenever I see you, you throw notorious, fantastic big parties. I think of you as very much a people person. But yeah, that makes total sense that you kind of then sort of compartmentalize the next station times. Right, party's there, gig there. This is me.
Yeah, I think it's all things in moderation. I mean, a big party's fun, but it's the whole time.
What's the second?
Second thing, what have we got? Unsurprisingly, I think coffee. I love coffee. I've always loved coffee. I'm sort of given coffee by my mother when I was about 3, I guess. Wow. My first coffee. Yeah, she used to like send us for an afternoon rest. You should give me a nice milky coffee beforehand.
Right.
Because, crazy. Yeah. And then I've always liked it. I've always kind of, and I suppose what it represents to me, it's kind of paradise. Relaxation, and sitting with friends and having a coffee and the ritual of that. And it's also, it's kind of liquid agency. It's right, we're up in the morning, we're doing something, let's have a coffee, let's go.
Right. Great. So you like the setting. So as soon as you have a sip, that's you feel like you've got the right fuel. So
yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, in another world it would be put cocaine in there, but it's like I don't do anything. So it's like the closest I get to cocaine is I'll have an espresso martini with tequila, not coffee. I would strongly recommend. Yeah. One of those like 7 in the evening, you've had a long day and you're doing something social in the evening and you go, wow, it's so stronger than
Can't put a price on
one of
peace
those.
of mind.
what do you call them? What do you give them their name?
4 a.m. anxiety. It's the unofficial name. I'd like some anxiety like 4 a.m. please. I'd like to feel super relaxed for the next sort of 10 hours, and then I would like all the anxiety to come crashing in. What?
My brother had 8 of those espresso martinis.
Has he slept since?
No, in Dubai, and he had the temerity to blame his guts the next morning on a bad bit of sushi.
Yeah. The espresso martini, it's apparently invented at the Groucho in London. It was, I think it was, well, legend has it was Kate Moss that came in from the Red Eye from New York and said, I need something to wake me up and fuck me up. And the old bartender there, who's no longer with us sadly, rustled up one of those. And that's kind of the, so I mean, it's really an Irish coffee, I suppose, but it's like the reinvention of it and the coffee beans on top of the whole thing.
But that's a real window into the things you can say if you're magnetically attractive. If Dean Gaffney went into the Groucho and said, I need someone to wake me up and fuck me up, they'd kick him out.
Someone would have called his Dean.
But nobody's spending time.
Well, there's a theory on that, isn't there? There's a theory on, how attractive, some people are so beautiful that they have genetic celebrity as the term. It's a really interesting sort of theory on, there's a level of, we only see the world through our eyes. We only have our experience of the world. We never know what it's like. So, the supermodels never see what it's like. They don't know what it's like to look something up and do whatever. It's never happened.
We all know what to do, so let's just rock this shit, huh?
Okay. I'll find something. I'll invent an incredible cocktail.
like, if that's you or me, they'll just kind of go, it's a bit of coffee, there's a bit of coke.
Well, I suppose it's that thing of
Do you want to shoot up your arsehole?
it's charisma, isn't it? And a great definition of charisma was you want to say yes before they ask the question.
Right.
You just walk in and yeah. I mean, I wrote about this. I think it's a really interesting thing, like charm versus charisma.
Yeah.
So the example I gave was like Donald Trump, very charismatic. You come to me. Obama, very charming. They take a side. I come to you. I'll explain what the thing is. He speaks that, but he's very charming. Angelina Jolie, very charismatic. Jennifer Aniston, very charming. It's like they're slightly different things, and knowing what you are.
This college history is crazy, right? What a fight!
100% charisma,
Nothing like it in the world!
I'm not, there's a reason I'm not on the
Place that's overflowing with raw sewage. Hey, at least our guy is
fine.
good at cleanup.
It's okay, we're friends. You don't need to. No, of course. He just said something true about himself that seems a bit harsh.
Oh, no, but I've got, you're obviously you're warm. You've got, no, we've had lots of like very full-on chats. That's what's surprising about me.
Yeah, but it is surprising. So,
Yeah.
So the fact that I'm a nice guy is quite a well-kept secret.
Yeah.
You've seen my statement, so you go, that's got the jokes, and that was it.
Yeah.
Hey, did the newest member of the sanitation department hear that? I'll call the casino and tell them all the high rollers are complaining, so the cleanup crew's already on the way. Just make sure you go in by the waste disposal entrance. You ready to get in there? Because it's time for you to shine.
Here comes twist. Yeah, it's right. I remember that years ago, Frankie doing a joke where he said, not the week, he said, his daughter had said, Daddy, what do you love the most in the world? And Frankie said, I love you. And he said, what do you love? And his daughter went, chips. And it did fine. And Frankie was going, why doesn't it work? And I was like, because the audience don't think you've finished. Yes. You maniac. They're worried, where's that chip going?
Where's that chip going? Is that kid still alive?
Yeah.
But it is that thing of like what people have booked. Like I kind of heard this thing recently, and I really liked it. The idea of what the world has ordered. Right. So that for us, the world ordered a stand-up comedian. Anything else we do is a sideshow.
Yes.
Like presenting TV shows, great. Doing a podcast, great. Bit of acting here and there, bit of writing. All of the other stuff is fun as long as it doesn't get in the way of the thing that we do.
Absolutely.
Like I sort of think we're not really in show business. We're
Here we go.
show business.
You need some motivation? Because I got an actor friend in Vinewood, and I always amp him up. And I'm really good at it too. Here it is. Yo, you got this, fam! Just look for a guard that'll lead you to the mess. Once he's out of the picture, head straight to the nearest elevator.
Form saying I won't swear on the show.
Is that right?
Yeah, or I'm responsible for everything I say.
But why do we have
me on?
But why do we have this thing where we have to talk in that way? Like Gabby Logan told this great story. It was her. She was doing karaoke in Texas. Brilliant, really great. And we were all, that was very good. Well done. And you're having that sort of odd, sort of jolly hockey stick story. And it's like you're meeting the in-laws for the first time. You know, like Lee Evans used to have that joke. How are you? Very well. Cup of tea? Yes, please. You know, it's this very weird. And then the camera stopped. I think Gabby Logan went, oh, Christ. When I did that for Stars in Their Eyes, I had to do 2 takes because after the first one, this lady came over and went, oh, really great that, Gabby. Really enjoyed it. You have to do it again because your wig tilted slightly and you look like Henry. So, and it was so funny.
Yeah.
And that's how people talk.
Yeah,
but isn't it weird that in TV at the minute there's this weird, we better not be ourselves.
Well, why are podcasts huge at the moment?
Exactly.
Because authenticity, I think. It's
Okay,
weird the way
those
that
disguises are officially useless up here away from the mess. So the guards will be on to you.
Yeah.
Now you're looking for the service room, okay? Deal with any confrontation or hide from it.
Also,
I never judge someone's choices in the casino.
Game of Thrones that's 60 hours long with like character arcs that Dostoevsky wouldn't be embarrassed about. Like it's kind of in both directions. It's very extreme the way things have gone. I think that thing about the authenticity though is that not why people want to come out and see stand-up?
Absolutely.
Because although everything I say on stage is a joke, comedians leak. There's kind of a truth to it. It feels very authentic.
Yeah, and there's just kind of fun in the air, and it's just at its best. It's just a room where you can just lose yourself and just howl with laughter, and then you just bounce on for the rest of your day.
Yeah, well, it's I suppose to stand up that thing of it's the perfect drug mix.
Yeah.
Because it's the serotonin of happiness.
Yeah.
When you're laughing, but it's also the dopamine hit. The dopamine hit, not quite knowing. I know there's going to be a joke, Where's the joke? Where's it coming? Where's the punchline? What's it? You know, that thing of like, not to get in the weeds of stand-up, but if you do 3 pullback reveals in a row, it's a law of diminishing returns. You have to mix up the structure and types of jokes you're telling. Because people have to not expect what the punchline is.
Just get to the elevator hatch now!
Like, stand-up's so visual. Like, you'll see something in your face, you can see the and then the job is to take that visual, find the words that communicate the visual joke that we've seen instantly. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of, and then what's the perfect word?
You're directing the movie in their mind. Yeah. That's a very good way to look at it.
What's the next thing?
The next thing. The suit. Perfect suit. I love a suit. It's the perfect piece of clothing, and it's kind of, and there's kind of a never-ending quest for the perfect suit.
So you would say a suit is the perfect clothing. You just feel very kind of constricted in the suit. And I've got a nice one. I got one from is that
one?
Yeah, but so I would say in terms of perfect clothing, shorts, a nice pair of like Adidas loose-fitting shorts. That's perfect. Just whack it them on. You don't have to put a top on.
Yeah. No, I mean, okay. Well, I agree to disagree. That's a fall. I like the whole experience of going to see, getting it fitted, having it made, getting it done, and then putting it on specifically for work, but even for like taking my girl out, the idea, dressing up for that, and feeling okay, I'm doing something nice. Let's go. It's a weird thing where it's kind of gone.
Don't worry, those repels will get you down in one piece. The podium storage area is right down there.
People dress up. Yep. And you go to the gig and you look at it and you go, God, people look great. Everyone's dressed up. Yeah. And it's a way of kind of showing each other, how much you mean. It's another way of communicating down to affection. I think you kind of show up, and I think that, for me, showing up in a suit on stage, I want people to feel like, this guy's alright. This guy's working for us. No, it communicates something, the non-verbal of it, of going, he's a professional.
He's putting effort.
Yeah.
We can all relax. But then, if I wore a suit on stage, it just doesn't. I would look like a championship footballer, or like an estate agent that's going to try and bang your wife.
Well, at some stage, you have to stop dressing like a toddler, but I don't know when it is. This is the demo at some stage.
But again, to go back to authenticity,
Get your gas mask on quick.
wearing
Gas is gonna come on any
you
second.
look
We
great.
gotta find that
Whereas I
car
look
ASAP.
like I'm pretending to be a star. I'm pretending to.
It was like signaling to someone else.
Yes.
You wear a suit, you're in that game, okay, we'll go to this guy and get a suit made. It's very interesting that where do we find it? Probably when we first met, I was a little bit older, I was like mid-20s.
Yeah.
But I think really sort of defining who we are.
Yes. Yeah, and it was like, I remember when I first started doing stand-up, I was 18, I still got kind of longer hair and like kind of curtains. And I remember thinking I should cut them, like it should be shorter, because who wants to see some twat on stage with kind of curtains? Alright. But so I was thinking, right, to make myself look less young.
It's a visual medium. I mean, I don't want to mention any names, but I can think of a couple of stand-ups that are great, and they never looked good on stage.
Yeah.
And all they kind of needed was a silence. I thought, right, that's interesting. The thing of like the look being absolutely perfect. Well, like Billy Connolly's a really good example of someone that just walks on stage, the beard, and the hair, and the
of course. But then of course, when Billy Connolly was younger, he used to wear like banana shoes and kind of like leggings and kind of a bit of a cape. So he had this kind of like.
It's interesting where he came from, where that thing of people go, how new is stand-up comedy? Compared to music has been played for hundreds of years. People want to see one guy on stage talk for 2 hours. New. Pretty new.
When did that start?
Well, the comedian is project. There's never a first. There's never a first anything. Right. But in terms of the masses, like huge numbers of people. And everyone had to be with, Eddie Murphy doing the first and then kind of no one else did the ring. It was, that's in the States, and we just hear it like that.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Something like Billy Conlon, he had to play the rings, which is kind of mad, given that he's, you know,
As soon as you're in the car, beeline that shit.
He's been out all playing like the oath. It's so old now.
The cars won't waste any time walking down the loading bay, but you know how to hack and shit, right? Right? Because there's a surveillance room nearby with a computer. I bet they could unlock the doors.
Yeah, everyone just leveled up. Maybe it's a post-COVID thing about people wanting to go out and feel part of something because we spend our lives on our streets. And the reason I love kind of comedy shows is you have so much more life. You know, watch that is never. Yeah, I went up to the festival recently. It was lovely being in the crowd again. Just that thing of just sort of watching a comic and just feeling the being in the audience is amazing. Because like you said, if you just watch a special on telly, you kind of detach from it. You're kind of
That's my theory is one of the other things that's oh, hell at Christmas is so special. I mean, why is it special? It's so easy to watch it together. Yes. The rest of the year, TV's a solitary activity, or sort of golf or box style with the other half on the sofa. The whole family watches it.
What were those? Do you remember the things that you would watch as a
Things like Blackadder would have been something that would have been, you know, kind of everyone would acknowledge was kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
And if you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah.
That was kind of special.
Yes, that kind of running home.
I feel like that thing of it meant more because it was harder to get.
Yeah, it's right off the polio, baby. We are late. Once you lose those cops and get back to the yard, we'll get any damage buffed out. It's time to celebrate.
You still a vinyl though?
I like vinyl. I don't use it as much as I should.
Yeah.
You know, music has become like essential.
Yeah.
It's a great song. What is it? I don't use it.
Yeah. To say that the other day. My gardener got great music.
Oh, what's this? It's great.
Don't know how to look. That's the thing. We're living in an era where music isn't fun. Because well, that's the funny thing with what happens. Like, well, I'm really into the poetry that books me to play rock when you play rock. It's 79 people or something. I hate rock. I'm an iTunes. Really? See, I don't know. It's unreal. Ruined by the mango. Like, if you're you like the song, we should all pay for this. Like, it's so
It is really.
I've got a mate of mine who's had a billion hits of songs. He's made like 10 grand. Kind of mind blowing. Whereas the money just goes. Also, it's that thing where books do the same thing.
Yeah, so books went from maybe 300-400 novelists. Yeah, they did pretty well every year. Yeah, and they sold good numbers of books. Yeah, and we've got that down to and musicians now, so the same kind of records, so same amount of money in music's got out something. It's like, and eventually, presumably, it will end up all being Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It'll just be, oh, do you like Taylor Swift? Do you like music? Yes, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It'll all be, and she's extraordinary. I'm
She's
not
going
throwing
to
things
do but she's going to do every genre.
She'll be fine. She's very talented lady.
But it seems, everything.
It seems weird that there's no.
Y'all want to hear some grime?
Well, I think it's why the festival has become so big, because people want, you know, there's bands where you know the whole album, because the algorithm is showing you hits, and it's giving you that easy dopamine. You know what?
Can you remember the first song that gave you that? You listen to the radio on Sunday.
People used to go and buy records from the Slough record section on Farm Road. Monday after school.
Right.
The records came out on Monday. Wow. So we go and and the guys in the store do us and they'll play records in the store, and that's good. That's good. Buy like situation like I get one. Like there's a lot of dancing around that. So it was a big thing to kind of play music and kind of pick what your fun was.
Yeah.
It's kind of the beginning of that thing where kind of the theme through this is identity. You know, it's not what you're like, it's what you like that defines you.
And what kind of a dancer were you?
Oh, horrific. I mean, unbelievable. You wouldn't be able to take your eyes off it.
Yeah.
And we all danced in a very similar way. His hands up there.
I've seen you do it.
Like my mum said, she had exactly the same dance.
That's so weird.
It's so weird, right?
So
I don't know what that is.
almost like a very timid boxer. A tiny T-Rex. Yeah, tiny little T-Rex. Knitting T-Rex. Yeah. You kind of got that. Do you think that's why maybe that's something you like with this one? That's that kind of, again, fun.
I think music as well as the, it's non-verbal communication. What even is it? It's this thing in the ether. You're listening to
liquid emotions,
and it's so universal. Someone plays the big line. Yeah. This happened with that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What?
How is that being? Yeah.
It's insane.
Is it that you said that? Massive book. Do you know what I mean? You don't even look at this. Do you know what I mean? You can just play the right tune. It's like that Coldplay song. Like there's just 100,000 people kind of lost.
Yeah. It's kind of tribal. I really think they're really good top of someone that's, I don't know, consciously or unconsciously, but Coldplay seem to have that thing where they go, they chant chorus.
Yeah.
That feels like tribal.
Didn't you write songs? Didn't you write a song with Robbie Williams?
Yeah.
That was a great answer, and then it became an incredible answer. Yeah. What was your song?
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Okay, I got stuff to do.
Messing around. Just messing around.
How do you get into that world?
Well, that was just hanging out with friends and we were like hanging out with house. Yeah. So we should do something in the studio and sort of pitching lyrics.
Hello, you're through to Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help? Thank you, madam. Your spectacular aircraft is now ready for you at our nearest airfield.
I'm a busy guy. Yeah. I think he's now. It's like I'm a joiner in. I'm always kind of go. Danny Dyer, just briefly, Danny Dyer. A great guy. He would be the Wahlberg boy if he was in America. Right. Working class, tough guy in movies. Yeah. I don't know what. There seems to be a weird class barrier here still. It's insane.
But it's because those films they're all.
I always think if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Yeah, I agree.
Like that sometimes you want an absolute dumb, great, just popcorn movie, perfect flick. It's people are obsessed by their diets, but not their diets. Like people think about what they're eating in their bodies, but they don't really think about what they're listening to, what they're consuming, what they're reading in the same way. I was really kind of interested in that recently, of kind of going, you sort of get out what you put in, and the idea of, well, what are you listening to? What's the kind of, I really like, one of the other things I would put in the Wonder Box is, I would have called it a book on tape because of my age, but because I started listening to them when I was sort of starting to comment. I was basically, a comment was when we started, it was a traffic salesman show. Yeah, because you were up and down the motorway. Yeah. Like I was like,
particularly you, because the Southwest was still around. Jeff Whiting. It was kind of like the first
gig I ever did was 80 quid in Plymouth. Yeah. It was,
Club Fandango. It was very so Jeff was amazing, but kind of like yourself, Daniel Kitson, Danny Boy, Mickey Flanagan. There's loads of people that you can just get gigs with Jeff. They were just miles away.
Yeah, we love that. He's always like yeah, which I still like to work all the time. That thing of like going, you're traveling, but listening to stuff and having sort of quality, interesting things coming in. Like I love, sort of obsessed by great non-fiction.
Yes.
Like I'm fairly dyslexic. Like it's not debilitating, but it's like I can't really write particularly well, and I'm really terrible spelling. But to the point that spell check goes, I'm not even sure what you're shooting for there, mate. Really? Not even sure what you mean when you write it down. Yeah, I mean, academically, I did very well. Yeah. I did all that.
Yeah.
But I'm really not great with. I had to kind of, conjure lots of coping mechanisms to get through. So I find reading slightly boring because I read slower than I think.
Right.
So it's easy for the mind to wander. Yeah. You're reading something and you're not really consuming it at the speed.
Who needs a lucky wheel? Am I right?
Read great non-fiction. Have you read Atomic Habits or listened to it?
Yeah.
That's a great book.
Yeah, I mean, it's superb.
Sorry,
I imagine it's right up your alley. Because you strike me as someone you're a relentless improver. That's what I would say about you, that you're always trying to sort of tinker with yourself.
I think that, I don't know about that, it's very nice of you to say.
No, it's true though, isn't it?
I'm trying to be more stoic now. I'm
Right.
trying to do less better. I'm trying just to be a stand-up and to get better at stand-up.
Right.
And just to go and to try new stuff at every gig and to be, not to let myself off the hook.
Okay.
Because there is a thing where you can sort of stop writing for sort of 6 months or a year.
What's up?
Yeah.
And just talk. You go, well, I'm doing these dates, I've got this show, work, knock it out.
Yeah.
And then there's this thing of like, I try and do new stuff.
Yeah.
Every single show.
Do you?
Try and do, yeah.
And it's
end of every gig, get a bit of paper out and go, right, let's try this.
okay.
And it's for me, it's not so much that moment on stage, it's what it made you do that day. It made you, okay, let's have a look.
Yeah. I tend to do all my new stuff at the top, and I'll sort of blend it into the place. You know, like we were in, like, I did Aberystwyth and the Isle of Man, and I was just going to spend a couple of days there and sort of like noticed a few things and sort of slung those in. Yeah, all might be something in them, but I'd never do it at the end because you sort of build to this.
That's a slightly different thing. I do that much more outside of the UK. I do it if I'm in Vilnius. I'll write some Vilnius bits.
Yeah.
And some I'm here and what's going on. But I won't do that particularly in Plymouth or Aberystwyth.
Yeah,
I'll just go.
it's weird, isn't it?
But I'll go, this is UK stuff.
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
fine.
Because I'm exactly the same. I've got like 20 minutes of like gold for Denmark, but I can't do it anywhere other than Denmark.
I'm 11 cities deep. I'm big.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? It's such.
I mean, those places are like, if you go, if you bother to go,
Yeah.
people come out and see you.
Yeah.
People want to come and see my comedy. It's also that thing like language. It feels like the English language. You don't need to sling a dictionary, because the English language, it's extraordinary and it's only getting bigger. Because it was like, people used to speak pretty good English, and then YouTube, I tell you, there's no more version original.
Yeah.
It's all version original. Because it used to be some countries dubbed.
Yeah.
France and Germany dubbed. So they had their Jerry Seinfeld doing Caruso, they had their people with their Stallone.
Yeah.
That's all gone now. Because it comes out because people are watching clips on the Instagram. It's not dubbed, no one's paying for the dubbing, so just everyone's English goes up.
But that's the great thing, isn't it? When you get to Scotland, I think it's all about gigging in foreign countries. You're like reaching around like Vienna, and you I don't know, for whatever reason, your powers of observation, I think everyone has.
Of course.
You just sort of drift and you go, it's got really, and then being able to go on stage and chat about it is the best.
Yeah. But I mean, I suppose that's again, it's a microcosm of what stand-up is.
Yeah.
It's noticing what's weird. What's weird around.
What's have you got like a little bit at the minute you're trying to get going that can't work?
Yeah, there's one bit that's it's a big thought that I'm trying to make work. You want it? I'll give you just the crazy is a numbers game. Something is crazy until enough people think it's true, and then it's not crazy anymore.
Right, gotcha.
And the example would be Donald Trump. That guy's clearly crazy. He's mental. He's running for president. He's a TV host, and then he wins, and he gets 51% of the vote. People go, guess we're going to take that seriously now. Yeah, we'll take that off our list of crazy things. Yeah, and kind of religion falls into the same thing. And I've got a few examples, and I kind of think it's sort of true. If enough people believe something, it goes from being crazy to going, well, I guess there must be something to it. And in the world of kind of conspiracy theory, I'm kind of interested in that world and saying something about conspiracy.
Yes. Well, it's that thing is that it's like tyranny is the deliberate removal of nuance, and it feels like that's everything at the minute. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, everyone feels like they're
it's like it's all bullshit. It's all true. Well, some of it, you know.
Yeah.
You sometimes see somebody on the news go, well, a bit of both.
Yeah.
I saw the most ridiculous diametrically opposed interview on. It was on BBC Breakfast. They were talking about those, you know, those e-scooters. And they had two people to talk weigh up the pros and cons of these e-scooters. One of them was a man that owned an e-scooter business, and the other was a blind lady. And you know when you just kind of go, well, do you know what? They had different opinions.
Yeah.
But it was the most, you know, you kind of go, it's just
Well, it's never going to happen.
yeah. But they had such a row about it. That you go, well, the point of this was the argument. It wasn't to kind of get anywhere. It was just like, let's have a little squabble.
Always my favourite question in the world is what's the last objection?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have an answer, and it seems like a very simple thing, what's the last thing you can come up with? Almost like an identity level belief. Where I'm not sure. What is the last thing? I think there's a couple of things. Sort of politically, I think it's a really interesting time. It's like that thing of like left and right, they're racing for people. And it's been progressive.
Hey, I just nailed the sickest jump you've ever seen.
Yeah, so like something that comes forward and you can really get behind and go, well, everyone wants progress. Yeah, everyone wants the world to get better and for people to do better.
What brings you in today?
I'm a big fan of Steven Pinker and the idea of like enlightenment now and the world is better than it's ever been. Yeah, I love that. I love the positivity of it, and I love the idea. And I go, yeah, but we can still make improvements. Was the world a better place pre, TV going 24 hours? Yeah, because the news used to be on twice a day, maybe, radio, whatever. You would find it if you wanted it. It was on in the evening. People would watch it. Go, right, that's the news. That's that. Half an hour. Things happened again today. Yeah. What a coincidence.
Whereas now we have to have a blind lady and a man from Scooter.com have a fight.
Yes. So it's a very odd. Yeah, it's an odd thing. I don't know. I don't think it does us that much good because you sort of and you run out of compassion as well. You hear about these stories and it's the detail that breaks your heart. Yeah. But the numbers are just you can't get your head around.
Hello. This is the awkward moment in it where I flog tickets, but I'm doing a tour in America in October and then some more gigs in the UK in November. They're kind of mostly so anyway. If you want to go, and I'd love you to come, book tickets by going to russellhoward.com. Right, flying over, let's have a chat.
What's the next thing? One last thing.
So,
or have you got a few?
Well, I've got a few, but I'm just trying to think of what else would be we touched on everything else really, but maybe we should put in the Edinburgh Fringe program. Okay. Because post-World War II, they set up a festival in Scotland called the Edinburgh Festival, tons of pints of it. And then a Fringe Festival, which was like non-official, started on the side of it, going, well, we'll put on our own shows at the side, and you don't have to be invited, you don't have to be any good, just put on a show. And that's where we come in. Good evening.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them round.
It's unbelievably good. I wish I'd heard about it. I hope someone listening to this is hearing about it for the first time. Don't go to Spain next year.
I'll bring it by. Aight, I'll get back to work.
That's where fun is made. Yeah. It's so great, and there's everything there. There's music and circus and there's comedy. There's everything. It's food and there's excitement and fun. I wish I'd gone when I was in my teens and university. I didn't discover it until I was in my 20s. This is the first year that I was there. I met all of my best friends in life. Kind of in there, in the trenches of that. And like before being like but before that, when we were just kind of in the trenches doing gigs, it was the most fun times. Yeah. And I think it's available to all, but barriers to entry are so low. But you kind of have to go there first. Go down and check it out, have a look. But when that program landed, and then you would like, you go, right, I'll go see that because I've heard of them. I've seen them on telly. They're good. And then if they were good, they'd be sort of your gateway drug. Yeah. They would be your number one to get you to the venue. And then at the venue, would give you a try. Yeah. Go to it. Yeah, I'll check it out. But sometimes it would be terrible. Yeah. And it was that wonderful thing of like, I know your experience early on, but my experience early on was something international, which was Al Murray, Harry Hill, and Harry Hill was on the show. Yeah. And then it loved all the joke, so Al did the first like 20 minutes. Yeah. And as that character was invented for that, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen. It's just, it's superb. I loved every minute of it. And then I went to 66. Absolutely awful. And it made me kind of go, yeah, so maybe I could be funny. It's funny other men, not funny other.
It's the blend, isn't it? Like, one of my big comments to the BBC, movies, and make public shows. Yeah. So you go, and it was sort of prepping, and it was kind of like kids in entertainment. You know, we all got those gigs. I remember seeing Phil Kane at the Just the Tonic, you know, where he used to give Big Value. Yeah, I saw him do a 3-hour show. There's probably about 14 people in, and it was just mesmerising. For you know what I mean? It's one of my favourite comedy gigs I've ever been to. And then I'd send mates of mine to go watch Phil, and
and they go, no, wasn't happening.
Yeah,
It just felt like those kind of misfits.
It is interesting. I kind of feel like it's the same thing as Agnes Daniels used to have this thing about going, don't just go there and go to where I went. You have your own adventure.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing with the festival. Go and have your own adventure. Go and do your thing. Because I kind of, the Edinburgh Festival for me now, I went back one night because we had to reschedule things, so I went back one night to the gig. But I feel like it's not really for me anymore. I've been a little bit like, am I too established for that? Yeah, it's for people to get established. But there is a bit of me that goes, maybe I'll be the gateway, or maybe I'll do a couple of shows there next year and just go, well, I'll be the gateway drug, because...
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one, though, because I think you're right, but I think if you do the normal route in Edinburgh, it's just a bit, you don't need to do that. I think if you did like a 200 seater plus family, just, I think that works. I think otherwise, I'm never. No, but that's what I mean. Otherwise, because you're taking an audience away from your younger self. Yeah, sure. It's like when, you know, certain comics have gone up there and done huge rooms. You can do that outside of this world.
But I don't know whether it doesn't bring people into the city.
Yeah, that's true.
The argument is, I don't think comedy is everything. I don't think the comedy festival, thinking about it now, is a zero-sum game. I think there's a great, I think it's one of the great misnomers in life. One of the great, like the idea of zero-sum. Well, if you're playing 5 nights at the Palladium, I can't play 5 nights. Yeah. Yeah. If anything, if you play 5 nights, how many of those people go, we're not going to comedy, should we go see more comedy? I think like the Little Britain arena was a big boost for us, like our generation. Yeah. Well, like people that had never seen comedy. Yeah. So over there, wasn't that like the people that came to see us in the theatres, but there was a whole other audience of readers and went, never been to comedy, won't be good. Yeah. And then, so the Evans broke that down as well for lots of people. Well, lots of people that was their first comedy gig. Yeah. Oh, and still, the role of the Evans in sort of like he would still be a lot of people's favourite because he was just this machine, huge, beloved talk. And I kind of amazing. It's just not doing it. I like how he just was massive, did all the gigs and that's me done. I know that was because of Alison. It's a bit like Steve Martin. I mean, Steve Martin's book. It's unbelievable. Turning up. Yeah. It turns out one can have a fondness for one. That's what sort of impact. He was doing stadiums with a small act, like 50,000, no screens, and kind of like dancing like an Egyptian. And had you already seen balloon animals? It wasn't like back in the room gear. Really small comedy. Fascinating. Yeah. We've been doing arenas as well. In like Australia. And when yeah. I think it's kind of. I might stick some arenas in at the end of the next one. I think they're really fun. I remember you saying to me years ago, it's an event. And I do feel like at the end of a tour, when it's absolutely like fun, then that's the time to kind of go, yeah. And it's more of a like, you've got being in the room. I like being in the audience, but it's always connected to the laughter. Then I think it can be really special.
Yeah, and there's certain venues like the Albert Hall. Yeah, it's technically not an arena, but that feeling when you kind of walk in, you really feel it as an audience member or as a performer. Like, wow. Yeah, it's so.
There's something about kind of being amongst friends as well. That thing when you go to that, everyone there, the audience is on.
What's really interesting as well is when they do the young people take the phones away. That, not from a don't record it but it just
it brings the first conversation with their wife in 10 years.
But everyone, but you're there. You've got no other options.
Turns out she's lost her job at Woolworths.
Yeah, exactly.
No idea.
but it's Woolworths is under her own. But it's that thing that you realise they're so focused, and you are so. Look, it's when we went to watch Chicago, they kind of took our phones away. That was one of my favourite memories at Montreal. It was years just before the kind of rebirth of Dave Chappelle, and me and Jim went at Montreal, and they kind of get a DJ, and there's a hype man, he gets everyone up there, and everyone was fine, they were dancing, and you know what I mean, like, I'm not sure about this, and we were trying to kind of dance, and then Dave came out and said, everyone relax, sit down, take a seat, and I would have been fucking sat down, but your mate just stand up. Would you ever have a hype man? Fucking love you to have a hype man.
Yeah.
I used to bloke with a violin.
Get up your car!
And then you roll on. Yeah.
Thanks,
I did gigs with him in Australia recently. Back in January, February. Did a gig in the ground.
Yes, beautiful.
I love playing around because it actually is like you're playing a 2000 season.
Yeah.
It's just as soon as you turn, it's like, oh, okay. You see, it's like, that works beautifully.
That's how I did it, because it exactly that. It made everything, maybe you have like a bank of 6, rather than, 20. But then also, having done theatre for the last 6 months, doing like the Liverpool Empire for the first time.
Have you never done that? That's amazing.
Oh my God, it's great. But just to spend like a weekend in Liverpool doing a gig like that, versus the Echo. Listen, we've got to go.
But we do have to go. I think we've covered everything.
We've covered everything. But what's interesting about your box, clearly, it's full of. You're a real connoisseur of excellence. That's what it is. You like excellent things, and you like finding the best things, and you like trying to be the best.
I don't know. Is that the unifying? What did we put in? We put in a tennis court. Yeah. We put in a coffee machine, perfect suit.
But it was about tennis was like flow state.
Yeah.
About finding a good player.
That's it again.
I'm on the clock. What you want? Some wheels?
You want the best ideas. You want the best sport. You want the best suits.
It's coming at you. It's a red Lamborghini, it's you that's on it, blue shorts, and it just says something to wake you up, fuck you.
Good luck. Yep, it's going to sell like hotcakes.
It's like the Chillin. Jimmy will be talking his life across the world. October, December 2023. Where are we? How we to Jimmy. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Hey, so, I know you...
Okay, I see you. That's a cool car. And check out who's gonna lead us right to it. My homie, King Tiny. Turns out the cops weren't into it when we broke him out before, and they got him right back there on charges of jailbreak. So, I figure we use the same strat. Hell, it worked last time. And he's gonna tip us off to another gangster's tricked out ride. Yusuf's gonna freak.
Styra.